Hey, welcome to the Oakley Podcast, Trucking Business and Family. My name is Jeremy Kellett. I'm Director of Recruiting here at Oakley Trucking, and I am your host for this podcast. And this episode, we are going to sit down with two dispatchers that's been here. Now, we haven't done this in a while. We used to do it more often than what we've been doing it. It's probably been a couple of years since we sit down with and introduce you to some dispatchers. We get some requests for this once in a while, and plus, I think it's good that you get to see another side of our dispatchers and what they've gone through to get here, and what maybe dispatching side, give you a little inside look at what happens on the dispatch side. And, you know, believe it or not, these are human beings, good old guys just trying to make a living. So, you know, dispatchers have a reputation out there.
Yeah, for sure.
So, Sitting with me, Myers Buck Jack Pinkerton. Thank you guys for sitting down with me and doing this.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, you bet, man. So, I guess first tell me, because I don't even know. I should know this, but I don't. Where are you from? Where are you living now?
I'm grew up in Bryant, pretty much. Still live down in Bryant. I've been living in this house for about 20 years now. Still kicking it with my parents, paying off some student loans.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
Okay.
Yep.
You got a good plan to get out of that pretty soon?
Yeah, I'm just paying off the last bit of my student loans the next couple of months here, and plan to buy a house here shortly.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That's the goal.
Where'd you go to college at?
I played 1 year of baseball at Ouachita Baptist, and then 2 at University of Arkansas Fort Smith.
Okay. What about you, Jack? Where are you from?
I'm from Bentonville, Arkansas. Grew up there, and then went to the U of A after graduating high school. And graduated there in 2022, and then moved up to Illinois, and then now I'm back down here again. So,
how'd you end up in Little Rock?
Well, I have family lives down here, and then my girlfriend actually lives here too. So
that will pull a man a different direction.
Oh,
for
yeah,
sure.
got to make him happy.
For sure. So, did you guys? I mean, tell me how you got to Oakley.
Well, I first heard about Oakley is my brother-in-law. Actually, he's been working here for, I think he's going on 8 years now.
Who's your brother-in-law?
Aaron Tucker.
Okay.
Yep, he married my sister, and was looking around. I was working at Amazon at the time, being a manager over there, and wanted to change it up. And I was looking around, and he had mentioned it, and then applied one Thursday night at probably like 8 o'clock at night. Scott Cowden called me first thing in the morning the next day, and here I am.
Came in for an interview?
Yep, came in for an interview.
Probably a couple times.
Yeah, 3 times actually. Do all that stuff, and then that following Wednesday I started out in the shop.
Yeah. What about you, Jack? How did you find about it? You started out in Bentonville, then you moved Illinois, and then down here, and you stumbled into Oakley Trucking.
Yeah. So I went to school with Luke Oakley, actually.
Oh, okay.
And he was one of my fraternity brothers. And so I kind of heard about it then, didn't really know what it was or anything like that. And then I moved down here, and I was actually hunting with one of my buddies. And his mom is Erin Griffin over in Accounting Grain kind of deal. And I told him I'm kind of looking for a job. I need a job down here. So he put a good word in for me, and then she talked to Scott and Manley downstairs, and
got you an interview.
They gave me a call. Yep. Yes, sir.
And here you are. Now, how long you guys been here?
I want to say it's been a year and 6 or 7 months for me.
Oh, really? So about the same. Y'all started about the same time.
Yeah, I started back last February. So,
what's this deal starting out in the shop?
Well,
we trying to scare you off right out of the gate?
I think try to work your keep a little bit. 'Cause, I mean, I enjoy doing that type of stuff. That's just how I am. But I know I can not for everybody.
Yeah.
I think try to earn your keep a little bit before they bring you in here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we spent 6 weeks out there, 7 weeks or so, kind of going over the trailers. And
what'd you learn out there in the shop?
Oh, everything from the brakes, tires, tarp, everything.
Wheel seals,
on the thing.
the whole 9 yards.
What's the worst job out in the shop?
Probably the wheel seals to me, they take the most time to change, and multiple different steps to it. So
I'd say building tarps.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it gets pretty tedious after you build about 50 of them.
Yeah. Thankfully, when I showed up, I didn't have too many to build because he built most of them.
Yeah,
They're already done.
Yeah. Anytime they got slow, I was building tarps.
Well, that's good. I mean, y'all. But so now, when a guy talks about a trailer, I mean, because you worked on all the trailers, didn't you?
Yeah,
Right.
hoppers, pneumatics, dumps. We worked on everything.
How's that helped you now?
Well, when something goes wrong with the trailer, if something does break, I kind of have more of a general idea of actually what's going on, or I can tell where it's actually broken at and see if it's actually a problem or it can be fixed later down the road or not.
Now, had you guys had any experience in trucking at all before you started here?
None
No,
for
sir.
me.
And you've been here a year and a half.
Yeah.
So now, what's your perspective of trucking?
It's a lot bigger than I ever thought it would ever be.
Yeah, the scale of it is pretty massive if you really come into it not knowing a whole lot about it. Really opens your eyes to how much people rely on us. That's kind of what I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, it just makes you think. I mean, we just got this little bitty part we do in the transportation industry. You just think about everything that's made, that's transported by a truck and
Right.
a truck driver. So you guys came in fresh out of the shop, first day in the office, big-eyed, looking
Yeah.
around, don't know anybody, wondering what's next. They sit you down, and what do you do?
Start answering the
Just
phone.
answer the phone, yeah. Just start talking to the drivers, try to get to know them, be a little personable with them. I mean, those first months, just you really have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
You just try to help them the best you can, and then tell them, hey, I need to go ask somebody something. Just be honest with them. They know you're new. They kind of understand. But then one of the main things I noticed was they really only ever want to talk to their dispatcher.
Yep.
Because I have a little helper now, and a lot of my guys will call and they just want to talk to me.
Yeah.
I was like, I've been there before.
Yeah.
He's the same way.
But that helps you learn.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That helps you learn the lingo. You learn what stuff is actually called. You learn geography.
Oh, yeah.
That take you back a minute? You had
Yeah.
To, you had to learn some geography. I can remember that. When I started, I was 23 years old when I started here.
Wow.
And geography was one of the things that, you had to realize how close Florence, Alabama was to Tennessee. Or
Yeah, you never would have guessed
you,
that.
yeah, you wouldn't guess that stuff. So you have to really learn the geography a lot more. Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer strives to take care of our owner-operators as quickly and accurately as possible. As a family-owned and operated company, they understand and value the importance of relationships just like we do. That is why Oakley owner-operator Joe Williams continues to return to their shop for service on his truck.
I've been with Oakley Trucking for 2 years in this April, first time owner-operator. It was a shock, the maintenance and the repairs on it, because I've never done anything like this before. And I told my wife, I said, I'm going to try that Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer, because they're so convenient. They're right there off the interstate, right down the road from Oakley Trucking. And I talked to Nathan, and being an owner-operator, he tries to get the owner-operators in and out as quick as possible, because he knows if we're not rolling, we're not making money. If they tell me they can get my truck in at a certain time, they get it in at a certain time. If they tell me, well, it'll be ready at this time, it's ready at that time. So I can really count on them. They're competitive with anybody around, probably better than most.
Next time your truck needs service, give Central Arkansas Truck and Trailer a call at 501-568-2185 and let them know you heard it here on the Oakley Podcast. What's some of the other biggest challenges you faced becoming a dispatcher?
Well, probably, I've always enjoyed talking to people and being around people, but people, they all have different personalities, and so you have to adjust based on the person you're talking to on how to talk to them and really get to the bottom of what they're wanting to talk about. And some people you have to explain things a little bit differently than others. And so it's overall a different working relationship with each and every person. I think the biggest thing was having to adjust to that when you're flipping back and forth between different drivers.
Mm-hmm. That's probably a good point. What about you, Myers?
I think the main thing is not fully understand what they actually go through on the road, because we sit behind a computer, look at a screen, and they see actually everything that's going on out on the road. And I think that's a lot of the time that we forget about. Yep. That was one of the things really I had to remember when I first started talking to them.
Yeah, we normally send guys out for a week at a time in a truck. It's just a week, but it helps give you a little bit of perspective of what they go through, waking up in a different place every day, trying to find a place to park, fighting the clock that's ticking, and all these different shippers and receivers and all the requirements they have. And there's a lot to that. But and a lot of them you've probably found out have dispatched before. You had any of them tell you that?
Yeah, I did. I had one guy, he said, I did your job for a while, so I understand how stressful it can be or how overwhelming it can be, and it's definitely not for me. I guess it takes a special person, but so far, at least for myself, it's been going pretty good.
Now, y'all, Jack, you're dispatching hoppers, right?
Yes, sir.
How many trucks are you dispatching?
I'm at 30 right now, 31.
Okay. What about you?
I'm at 48.
48, but you got some help.
A little bit.
Yeah. Oh, he just started this week? Who helps you?
Kyle Williams.
Okay.
I think he's been here about a month now.
Okay. Yeah, so you know exactly what's going through his brain.
Oh, yeah.
It's
been there.
Like a ping pong ball in there. Right?
Yeah. I don't ever think you truly figure it out. It's one of those things you learn something new every day.
Who trained you guys? Who's training you guys?
I would say, for me, Russell Valance, he's been a big help, but overall, everybody's been very helpful coming in here, but he kind of took the reins on it when I first started.
Manuel trained me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Those are both good ones.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's been here 11 years now. Everything I know to this day has all been because of him, and he's been a really good mentor.
Explain to some of our listeners what a day is like in dispatching, or maybe a week. What all you go through in dispatching trucks, 30 and 48 trucks every day that needs a load about every day.
Well,
and be truthful. Be truthful too.
Oh yeah. So, coming in, start the day off. Usually, I get a good assessment on where everybody is, and if anybody got held up from the night before or the day before, if they're still sitting there waiting to get loaded or unloaded. And so that's usually when they check in the morning from 7 to 9. That's mostly what I'm doing. And then about 10 o'clock, I'm starting to pick up my loose ends. If someone doesn't have a load, I'm trying to find a load for them. And then throughout the day, just hope everything goes smoothly throughout the day, and working on the next day, planning for the next day or the week or the day after that, and just trying to put all the puzzle pieces together.
You try to stay ahead of them?
Try to, yes, sir.
That's a big part of it, is just trying to stay ahead, so that way you try to avoid the sitting as much as possible, because there will be times where it does happen. Mm-hmm. You try to avoid it, but the better you stay ahead of the truck, the easier it is to just constantly keep them going, route them. It's like if they're working, then you don't necessarily have to worry about where you're sending them. But then if they always go home that weekend, you kind of have to keep it in the back of your mind and know where they got to end up back at for Friday or Saturday. That's a big part of it.
That's the hardest part, I would think, because
Yes.
when I dispatched, I didn't have to worry about that. They just stayed out. We didn't have to get anybody back home. We never made that promise like we do now.
Yeah.
All right.
I would say that's probably my most challenging thing, is just making sure people get home when they need to. Because, you still worry about their money, try to make sure they still get a good check, but also have the good miles, but then also try to make it back home, which can be difficult at times. But I typically like dispatching the guys.
So y'all worry about that?
Oh, yeah.
You worry about your drivers making money?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
all the time. Keeps me up at night.
How do you keep up with that?
Well, I go off of a miles to money sheet. I have all their miles for the week. I tally all those up. And, there's formulas in there that kind of give a rough idea of what they are at gross money-wise and their miles for the week so far. And I think that's a big help.
So when a guy's having a bad week.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
and you know kind of what they're going to end up with, and it's important to you that they have a good week.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
Always.
Of course it is.
Yes, sir.
'Cause we wouldn't be anything without them.
Yeah, yeah. And that makes life easier, when everybody's had a good week, of course.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, some of the challenges you guys run into, though, I mean, I don't think a lot of our owner-operators or the general public understands what Oakley dispatchers go through, because you make the settlement. I mean, you look at the settlement, an owner-operator settlement every week, and you okay it and make sure it's correct, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
That's
Every
got to be
Wednesday.
time-consuming.
Oh, yeah. Usually, if you come up here late on a Wednesday night, you probably see Myers and I sitting up here trying to get those done.
I'd find it a whole lot easier to get a good focus on them after,
Yeah.
start kind of work on them a little bit later in the day, because you'll miss things if you try to plan trucks, talk to them on the phone, and try to look at settlements. You start crisscrossing, and it just gets a little bit confusing. So I always try to just sit down at the end of the day and make sure they're all right. Leave here like 6:30, 7 sometimes.
Yeah. Well, that's important.
Mm-hmm.
We've always been, as long as I can remember, as long as I've been here, I mean, having their money correct is very, very important, because when it's not correct, it's a bad reflection on us, for sure. So we we would, I can remember looking at all the settlements of every owner-operator before we sent them out. And, on my desk, and they would stack up, and, I'd look at every one of them because I wanted them to be right. And if I saw something that I thought, well, that don't make sense, why'd we pay percentage? We should have paid mileage, or where's his deadhead miles, or, this is something not right here. I mean, you kind of catch some of that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very important, though, to make sure money's right, because you start messing with somebody's money, they get, I don't care if it's a nickel, they remember that forever.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
For
You know.
sure.
What else y'all do that people wouldn't probably think you do? Looking at settlements, and how about the regulations?
It's a big one. So always got to keep up with the expirations of the trailer and make sure they're DOT compliant, and make sure their truck is also as well, because we can see when all that stuff is due.
And we'll tell everybody what we call that.
The dirt list.
The dirt
Yeah.
list.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
keep-
always have that up on one other tab on my computer. Every
Yeah,
time
look
I
at it
talk
all
to
day.
somebody, I always pull it back up and make sure
Good.
there's nothing on the list. They aren't on the list for anything. And then sometimes I have to circle back on it because I may have missed something, but I try my best to get it knocked out as soon as I possibly can. If I see their name up there, question them about it, and
And
Try to
one of the
figure it out.
reasons you're doing that, even though, in my opinion, the owner-operator should know when all that stuff expires, but you're trying to help him so it don't hold up him getting a load.
Right.
Because if something expires, then they actually shut him down in the computer where you can't put a load on him.
Locks them up.
Locks him up, is what they say. He's
Yeah.
locked up.
Yeah.
And that's frustrating to
Very.
you guys, too.
Yes,
I mean, so,
And you don't want some guy driving out on the road and his CDL expires like the next day.
right.
Like he can't do anything. He's stuck.
And it happens, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it's happened
yeah.
before.
Yeah, I had one guy in Texas one time, and he lived in Mississippi, and it was about to expire the next day, and I didn't really know what we should do at that point, and we ended up having to just go back and get it figured out before we could do anything else. So
Yeah, I mean, that's the things that you guys do that a lot of people don't understand going through it. But I mean, that's the same with truck drivers. We don't understand what all they go through.
Yeah.
So it's a team effort. And I tell everybody it's their truck pulling our trailer. We all got to make a living off of this somehow and make it work. So, sound like you guys are making it work. So do you what's your family think about you being in the trucking business?
They ask a bunch of questions.
Do they?
Yeah, my dad is quizzing me every day when I get home, asking like what loads we hauled today and where'd they go, when they go to any cool places, and
He's proud of you, isn't he?
yeah, he is.
How about
Yes,
you,
sir.
Jack?
I'd say they're proud of me for sure. They know I enjoy it, and my dad, he's kind of on the logistics side of things for Walmart,
Okay.
but not on the trucking side. Not on the trucking, but with their distribution centers and stuff like that. And so he kind of understands how much really goes into like the final product of actually running a business. Or
he was he knows what's going on anyway, and they're interested. Right. I mean, that's to me, when I first started, it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain to your buddies, to your family. It's just like I really don't know how to explain it.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot that goes into it.
It is.
For sure.
It's a lot that goes into it.
And then the calls on the weekend and at night and stuff, people who are around you, at least some of my family, they know now some of these towns that we go to quite often. When I'm talking about a place, they actually understand what I'm talking about because I bring it up so much. And
start to catch on a little bit.
Oh, yeah, they do. They do for sure.
Yeah, you guys, y'all take calls in the evenings and weekends, don't you?
I had one on my way to work this morning at 5:15.
No kidding.
Yeah. Needing a tire.
It happens.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, it does.
It happens, and that's the hard part, of this job. A lot of times it's hard to get away from that phone, and guys needing it. But, hey, at least they've got access to it, and that's got to make them feel a little bit more confident, that they can do that.
Our job is to help them out, so it's never really – if you think of it, I'd like to think of things like that. I mean, that's what I'm here to do is – in the big scheme of things is to make sure they're taken care of, and that's kind of part of it, doesn't –
Y'all getting to know them pretty good?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Do you?
Oh, yeah. I've noticed, especially over time, you definitely get more comfortable with the specific with the drivers.
Yeah.
And towards the end of the week, like on a Friday, we talk about the weekend, what the plans are, if they're going home, and what they're doing with the family, or if they're hunting, fishing, something like whatever they do.
Isn't it interesting? They're just like us.
Oh yeah.
They got stuff that goes on the weekends that they look forward to.
Yes,
when they get home, they're just like us. They're going to work, trying to make a living, and except they're just doing it out there on the road. We're doing it here in this building.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I got a pretty good relationship with all my guys. Always, you kind of get to know them, kind of know what the routine is. It's like going to the casino this weekend. I got a couple guys that like to go out to the casinos and stuff like that. Ask them that. A bunch of them like riding motorcycles. I always ask them, hey, you riding a motorcycle this weekend? You just kind of get to know them, be personable with them.
Can some of them be difficult?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
They can be.
Yeah.
I'll just see if you're going to lie or not.
Definitely can be. You just gotta try to see things from their point of view too. Kind of understand where they're coming from. Yeah. That helps out a lot. Just trying to be able to understand the situation. They may be frustrated because some things may be going on in the shipper or the consignee. Just maybe having problems.
Change a load.
Yeah, load gets canceled while they're there to pick it up.
Yeah.
Right. And I found myself, we all get in kind of a rhythm with talking to the guys because you do it, multiple times a day, 100 calls, sometimes more. You get in a rhythm of how you should go through the conversation. And so sometimes we get in a hurry because we're just trying to get through it as fast as we can. But I've learned if you actually step back, take a deep breath, and actually listen to the guys, some of their points are actually very valid and they need to be heard instead of just, oh, we'll be okay, we'll keep going doing this.
Y'all learned a lot from truck drivers?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah. Me too. And I still am, with the guys we got. Still am. What about you guys, well, I forgot to mention, when you first come out of the shop, you went through orientation.
I haven't yet.
You haven't?
Mm-mm.
How'd you get skipped?
Well, one of the weeks I was walking in to do orientation for the week, and I think Scotty, Nick, and some of the other managers were traveling, so they pulled me out to and I
answer the phone.
Yeah, and I hadn't been through it since.
Oh my gosh, he missed out on a good week, didn't he?
Oh yeah, it was an enjoyable week.
You learned something.
Yeah,
so
yes, sir. I learned everything from the safety side of things, a lot of safety in that orientation class, and I think that's, very important, especially with the E-logs, and we went over hazmat a little bit, and Uh,
Well, you got to understand the rules that the drivers have to go by.
right.
That the FMCSA puts out, that they can only drive so many hours. You know, you have to understand the log. It's especially when you're dispatching, because they may not be able to get there to that load.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they ain't got the hours to get there, and that's a big part of. I think the owner operators wants the dispatcher to understand. You know, is how the hours of service work for sure, and what he's dealing with every day. And I think those guys are so good at it that a lot of times it don't become an issue to you guys, does it?
I've only ever really heard about one or two situations.
Yeah.
Other than that, they just kind of handle their business like they're supposed to.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And because they're good and they take care of it, and they you know, they deal with what they're dealt from you guys, then they adjust their schedule, I think. So they're waiting to hear from you so they can plan, where am I going to stop, where am I going to spend the night, which direction am I going, that kind of stuff. And, you know, we've always been, and I'm assuming you guys still do this, you really don't plan them, you don't tell them 2 or 3 loads at one time.
No.
Now, I know the answer to this, but why do you not do that?
Well, I mean, if it's one of those deals, you know, big, long load, and get them all excited and then tell them the whole plan, I mean, things can change, you know, and they expect to be dumping here, going here, and pick up this 1,400-mile haul down to Texas or something, and then when you tell them it's canceled, they don't always believe that it's canceled. Sometimes they think other things happen where they don't get to do the load anymore, but, you know, it just kind of bums them out a little bit, which I could see why.
Sure.
But I don't know. You just kind of have to watch that.
How about you, Jack?
I don't really tell them too far in advance because, like Buck said, a lot of things change. I'm usually flip-flopping my loads all around multiple times a day and trying to see what would work best for everybody as a whole, and then maybe cover the other loads that we are missing at the time. And so sometimes my original plans don't always go to the way I plan them. It's
kind of like you said earlier, you've got to put the pieces of the puzzle together.
Right.
You come in every day and you've got scrambled pieces. And you got to figure out, because it's not just you planning for your trucks. It's everybody in there is planning to cover all the loads.
Right.
Dumps,
Yeah.
hoppers, pneumatics, everybody tries to work together to put those pieces together. So y'all are exactly right, what I was going to say, because you hit it right, Buck, because it's, you know, you don't want to disappoint.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of that, you know, you guys don't see that's so beneficial to the owner-operator to know what they're doing. I mean, they really crave wanting to know what they're doing next. And the business we're in is just not feasible. I mean, it's just, I talked to a guy, here, give you an example. I talked to a guy this week that talking about recruiting coming over here. And he's with, I forget who he's with, but he plans his own loads. He planned 2 weeks of loads. He booked 2 weeks of loads. So he knows what he's doing for 2 weeks. We can't do that, you know.
You can barely do the next day.
Next day, right. But that's one reason we are A+ in customer service, for sure. You know, that's a big deal of taking care of the customers, and that's how we do it, because they'll throw us a curve. You know, you come in and all of a sudden you got bukus of loads coming out of Missouri to Alabama, we got to cover.
Yeah.
That starts changing up people. So
Yeah, like yesterday before I went home, I think it was like 5:30. I had to switch 3 separate plans to 3 different people just to cover like some of the stuff we were missing.
yeah.
It's always.
And y'all also talk to customers, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
You blindly look for, cold calls on looking for freight a lot of times?
Sometimes. You can look in the computer and kind of see what we've done, see how long it's been since we've done it, and you can always find their number in the computer, or shoot them a call, see if they're working on anything or if they're needing anything soon. And you get a lot of no's, but then you can also get a lot of yeses, like they are needing something, want something set up. Just talk to them.
Yeah. How do you handle new hires? I say new hires, new independent contractors.
What do you mean by how to handle them?
So I guess that's a good question. How do you dispatch? Because you sit down and you talk to a guy, and he's brand new, fixing to go out on his first load. I mean, do you try to pair him with somebody?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
You
Always
try
get him
to
with a
do a
trainer.
little more explaining?
Yep. Usually through the weekend, you know, the newer guys, they show up to work or orientation on Monday, and then they do orientation all the way up until Thursday is their final days when they're out of orientation on Thursday. So when they're done with orientation, we sit down with them for, 30, 45 minutes and kind of just go over some more, I wouldn't say requirements, but some more details of the job and what they're getting themselves into. And then we will then pair them up with somebody to get a load usually that night and then work them through the weekend. And I usually run their trainer with them for the weekend, or the guy that they're running with throughout the weekend with them. And then hopefully on Monday we kind of can step back and kind of start doing our own thing and seeing.
They probably
if it all
catch
works
on
out.
a little bit quicker with the hoppers than they do the end dumps.
Yeah, the end dumps is kind of a little bit different deal, because I don't think a lot of people understand how tall those trailers go up, about 40 feet in the air. I mean, it's a lot of freaks people out a little bit,
Oh, yeah.
especially when they don't have any end dump experience.
Oh, yeah. Well, the guys that start, and most of them have never done this kind of work, most of them. So what you got to do is take that in consideration when that guy's starting. He just got out of orientation, but he's thoroughly confused. I mean, we have crammed so much stuff in this guy's, guy or girl's head that they're confused. They're nervous. They don't know what to do. They've never been to a 3M or to wherever they're going. They've never been there, so they don't know how to get in. They don't know which gate to go in. They don't know anything. So you got to give them some grace to. They're still in training for a while, and you got to keep that in mind, because I know it was hard for me to do, because I just all the other guys are just you can dispatch them pretty quick. They know what's going on. They've been in there before. You got to remember, this group right here had never been there.
Yeah.
So, and they've never pulled an end up or a hopper, and they're not sure if it's clean or not, or stuff like that y'all got to keep in consideration. That's really when the training starts, is when you get them.
Right.
Well, that's really when it starts.
Mm-hmm.
The whole recruiting process and orientation is good, kind of formalities, all the rules, but they're confused. I mean, so many rules, and that the actual training, the login, the paperwork, the how to operate the trailer starts first day they're with you. Keep that in mind.
Yeah. We always try to do good, solid, detailed dispatches anyways with any other guy, but you always kind of go at it a little bit slower just to make sure they understand and give them time to ask questions if they need to ask. Just kind of lay it out there a little bit more than you would with someone who's been here for like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Just kind of.
And please ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Please ask questions. There is no stupid question. Please, if you don't understand something, ask a question.
At Aero Truck Sales in Springfield, Missouri, they take the hassle out of buying and selling semi-trucks. No matter the manufacturer, the style of cab, or the type of engine under the hood, they can make you a fair offer on your semi-truck with no games or gimmicks. They carry trucks from all the major manufacturers in the trucking industry and perform a thorough inspection of every truck on their lot to ensure safety and quality and give you confidence that you're getting a reliable truck that will last you for years at a price that you can afford. Aero has partnered with Oakley Trucking and the Oakley Podcast for years and are proud to provide our owner-operators with trucks that meet Oakley's qualifications and each owner-operator's specific needs. So whether you're a first-time owner-operator or just looking for a change of scenery, give Keith Wilson a call at 573-216-6047 and let them know you heard it here on the Oakley Podcast.
Last thing, probably, let's see, guys. What would you tell these truck drivers, these owner-operators that you got, what would you tell them to do that might make your job a little easier?
Be flexible.
Be flexible.
Flexible. That's a pretty
Flexible
good one.
like that. That's kind of general. What do you mean?
As in, you kind of get the trucking side of things where a lot of things can change, and willing to, open to doing anything to a certain point. I don't want to send them to do something they're not comfortable with doing, but just like understand that things can change.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. No, that's good. What about you, Jack?
I would say, biggest thing is to communicate with me,
Yep.
when you're going to need to be home, or if you're having any problems with the trailer or the truck. And if there's any problems, just communicate those problems
Yep.
back to me so I can kind of work around
Very
that or
important.
help you out.
Communication is so important. Have y'all realized that yet?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
What do we talk about at every meeting?
Communicating.
Communication, safety, customer service, constantly.
Every day.
But that's why that's why we have the reputation we have.
Mm-hmm.
As a great trucking company that's going to take care of our customers, going to take care of our owner operators, and we're going to continue to do it with or without some people.
Mm-hmm.
We're not changing our standards to satisfy anybody else. We know what works, and we just got to continue on with guys like y'all, younger guys coming in. I really hope you got the trucking fire lit in you because it is contagious.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember getting in and wondering, what have I done? Oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into?
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Back in the day, and then it just turns into such good camaraderie with one another. I mean, we sit right next to each other. You get to know people around you all the time, and you gotta, I see it now a lot better when me and Manley and Scott and Roger, and we started like you guys, starting together and coming on up, and here we are years later, and we just keep taking care of business. We keep our standards. We take care of our customers and our owner operators, and that's the goal. And it works good. Couldn't do it without y'all though. And I personally appreciate what you do every day. It's a lot harder than what it was when I did it, I would think. Basically because of cell phone. We didn't have them when I started.
Get the whole internet and everything.
The internet, yeah. What's that? But yeah, you guys do a great job. All of them out there. I mean, we got some really good dispatchers out there, and it takes a special person, to be a dispatcher and want to do it. But it is very rewarding, for sure, in a lot of ways, not just money, but it feels good that you've made an owner operator a good check and you've made the company good money.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Boy,
That's
when you can do that on a Friday afternoon, it's celebrate time.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's something I didn't ask. What do y'all do? We'll end it right here. What's your hobbies, Jack?
I like hunting, fishing, duck hunting most of the time in the fall. And then in the summertime, I'm usually out fishing and hanging out on the lake.
Where you go fishing? What lake you go to?
Well, I've been going down to Washita quite a bit now. Yeah. So I go down there pretty much every weekend in the summertime now. But go out there on the Arkansas River, out to the sandbar and hang out.
You got a boat?
Yes, sir, I do. I got a
duck boat?
Yes, sir. Yep.
What about you, Buck?
I play a lot of golf.
Do you?
Now. Mm-hmm.
Golfer?
Yep. Love to golf. Ride a motorcycle. Go to the gym.
Got a motorcycle?
I do.
Be careful on that thing. I know that's what your mom and dad say, but
yeah, my dad rides with me. He's got
does he?
Too. Yeah, we go riding together, and
how
a couple
fun.
of my other buddies, we all get together and go riding on the weekends. And
well, tell everybody what motorcycle you got. I know you're dying to tell people.
I have a ZX6R Kawasaki. It's a 636.
I don't know what any of that means.
Most
Do you,
people
Jack?
would.
Do you know what any of that means?
No.
Not me either.
No.
I bet it looks good, though, don't you?
It's fast.
No problem.
It's fast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is it one of them fast ones?
Mm-hmm. It's a crotch rocket.
I do know what that is.
Yeah.
Heard of that before. All right. Anything else y'all would like to add? Good. Man, you guys did a heck of a job.
I appreciate
First
it.
time on the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Now-
had a couple times tripping up.
Now, that's
me
all right.
too.
Now you got to start watching it. I mean, you're on it.
I know.
I know.
So-
I've watched a couple.
Have you?
I watched 5 or 6 of them.
5 or 6. And how many we got, Annabelle? 256. He's watched 5 or 6.
Only been here a year and a half.
Okay, I'll give you
Missed a
that.
lot of them.
I'll give you that. I'm just giving you a hard time. No, I appreciate you guys sitting down with me.
Well, thanks for having
Yes,
us.
sir.
You bet, man.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody, thanks again for watching the Oakley Podcast. Be sure and subscribe, comment. I love to get your comments. I wish you'd do more of that so we could kind of see what you want. And, man, this is something different, getting dispatchers in here to learn a little bit more about their side of the job. And if you got questions or comments for these guys, send them to me. We'd be glad to get it to them and get you an answer. What is it? And share it, yes. Annabelle wants me to tell you to share everything. I mean, not everything. And also, we got a lot of stuff coming up. We got a new sponsor we're going to talk about here next time. We got a truck show coming up in October. We're going to get some stuff out there about that pretty soon. So be on the lookout. Be sure and check all the social medias on us, and we'll talk to you next week.